Alright guys, so from the top, I just like to go over everything because I don't personally design this stuff. I actually outsource it to my designer, and then she sends me this type of proof. So I'll get this type of proof, I'll make sure all the spelling is correct. I'll make sure everything lays where I want it to lay, make sure nothing's out of place of where it should be. And as long as everything there looks good to me, everything looks like it'll line up properly, go ahead and outsource the rest of it out to dot.cards. Just in general, they're just a really good print company for anybody that's just starting out or they don't want to buy a printer or anything like that. So that's normally where I send my stuff to go ahead and get it printed. So main thing you would need to know is just recognizing what's being paneled out for you. I'm looking at this proof right here, so it's looking like this whole thing is just going to be one whole piece. The original is going to be this purple line right here, but then we have the red outline, which is the bleed line, that extra few inches that you need to wrap over edges without overstretching anything. All right guys, so now we actually got the wrap here. As you can see, We Print Wraps went ahead and printed this out for me. It is going to be on Avery film. This is how it's normally packaged. And if you don't know, they label all the panels for you, so you're not confused what goes where. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this pulled out of the box, and then we're gonna start working on this van. All right, so the graphics are in, everything is good. I already checked all the spelling, everything matches up to the proof. So now that I got that, I'm gonna go ahead and start doing my install. So most of my small stuff is right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and get into wrapping the hood first, and then maybe even the back, and then we'll go ahead and get into the full side wrap because this is all one piece. Now, so I've done enough of these to know that this sensor in the Dodge symbol is the middle of this van. So I went ahead and folded this in half and creased it. So I know exactly where I need to line it up. So once I get that crease mark lined up right there, and then this one is good. I'm just gonna get all that slack out of my magnet, or slack out with my magnet. So get that out. Just wanna double check. It's on the sensor, still on the Dodge symbol. This can go over a little bit. All right, just wanna step back, make sure it looks how I want it to look. Look from the side, make sure it's pretty much level. Make sure it's pretty much level. And if it's where I want it, then I will go ahead and start. You could go as far as to measuring these sides. Make sure you got the same amount of slack. You don't want to take into account the space for the printed writing. Like I was telling you before, all this stuff is labeled. Sometimes it's got the hood and roof inside, but for a wrap like this, I mean, if you've got the proof, you know where everything goes. It's the hood piece. That's the rear piece right there. These are the sides. Gonna pre-panel these later. And that's pretty much the wrap, other than the one piece for the roof, but that's all one color, so no need for lining anything up with that. But I like the way this hood is, so I'm gonna go ahead and put you guys on the tripod, and we're gonna do this install with a little time lapse. All right, so we got the hood installed. My main focus was to try to get it above this body line and make sure everything was level. I literally had like this much space to get it to go over this hood edge. So when you're working with these graphics like this, you just gotta be very precise, very on point with it if you want it to look exactly like the proof, because sometimes it might be an inch or two off in a direction and you're gonna have to stretch that film a little bit and then relax it so you can get it to go over that edge without peel back and stuff like that. But next, we're gonna be starting on the sides. I'm gonna get over here and I'm gonna show you guys how to pre-panel this little strip, because I'm not gonna try to line this up. I'd rather just pre-panel it first before I throw it on the side. And I need to go ahead and get these decals taken off first, so I'm gonna do that. All right, so we already got this whole side knocked out. This back piece right here is extremely easy to take off, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that off so we can lay this back panel a lot easier. Just a couple 10mm bolts that we gotta take out, and then it pops right out. Alright guys, so here it is. We got the whole process done. Finally, everything's all the way wrapped up. I just like to pull cars outside and let them sit for a couple of hours so that I can see if there's any spots that want to peel back or anything like that before we actually hand the vehicle off to the customer. But the vehicle is complete and it is ready for the customer to pick up today. If you guys like content like this, then go ahead and give me a like, a comment, and subscribe so the algorithm could push more videos out like this. And I'll see you guys next time.